Remember to subscribe down below and like the video and share it on your Facebook and other social media. And then make a comment, whether a question or a comment. We read all of them and we try to respond to all. So I want to talk to you today again about the coronavirus, but in context of the scriptures. So I've done that before on 2 occasions, and I want to do that again, especially because of the statistics that are coming in. I'm in California, by the way, so you probably already know how bad it is here. But just for those who don't know, I'm going to go ahead and show you. Let me load up the file here. Okay, here it is. So I just put some of the statistics in here that I gathered today just to give you an idea of what exactly we're facing in California and the U.S. So April 1st, there were 26,473 new cases that day only in the U.S. And there were 1,049 people who died that day from the virus in the U.S. Just that day, 1,049 people died from the virus in that day only. 26,473 got the virus in that day. Those are the ones that were tested, that were found out. California has the 3rd most cases, total cases, and the 6th most deaths in the U.S. New York and New Jersey have more cases, and yesterday California got 1,303 new cases just that day. That was April 1st. In one day. In just the last half hour, I wrote this at 12:30, midnight, 12:30. In just the last half hour, we have had 5 more deaths in California and 129 new infections. That's how bad it is. So in case people were treating this trivial before, they aren't now. People were not staying in their homes. They were all over the streets. There were kids out here playing with the neighbors' kids. There was an ice cream truck going through spreading the virus to kids. You know, it was crazy. And I was here in my home office. I just plant myself here. I'm just here all the time. If I go out for a walk, then it's at 2 or 3 in the morning when everyone's asleep. And so there's no one on the street. If I have to go out for a walk just to clear my head, I can do that. But that's when I do it. Now, I want to bring your attention to one verse in Matthew 10:28. This is the Rooted Word translation. And do not fear from off of those killing off the body, but not able in power to kill off the soul. But fear more the one also able, the soul and the body, to ruin off in the valley of Hinnom, Gehenna. This is hell. It's translated hell in English. There are a few words translated hell in English, but this one is the closest match to our idea of hell. It's literally a geographic place, though, in Israel. This is saying that we must not fear what can kill the body and not the soul. But the one that we must fear, and notice it's in plural, those killing off the body and not able in power to kill off the soul. Those, it's plural. Then it says, but fear more the one also able the soul and the body to ruin off. So it's also able. So he's able to kill the body off. But he's also able to ruin both the soul and the body off in the valley of Hinnom, Gehenna, hell. We must fear God. We must fear God. Do not fear those. And when it says fear more, that doesn't mean that we should fear those who are killing off the body, because it already said do not fear. In English, we usually use that when we say, but fear more, implying comparative. But it's not. It's more like instead. But fear instead the one also able, because they've already established, Christ has already established that we are not to fear those at all who can kill off the body. That includes viruses. It's not just people. This doesn't say human beings. It's not anthropoi. This is just those killing off the body. So whoever kills off the body, wild animal, virus. So, but it's intentional. It's not like an accident like a hurricane. Okay? Hurricane has no intention. It's not a being with a soul. I don't know if viruses have souls, but they are creatures. Okay? And they are animate. So, do not fear the coronavirus, which can kill off the body, but doesn't have power to kill off the soul. But fear instead, I'm going to change that translation because even though it's literally more, it really means instead because of the way they use that in that sentence. So, but fear instead, the one also able, the soul and the body to ruin off in hell, in Gehenna. We must fear God. Even through such statistics as what I just showed you here about the U.S. and California. You can take New Jersey and New York as one hotspot because they're really joined as a community there. And in New Jersey, really, the biggest problem is there in Newark and the connecting communities to New York, right? So this is really, in that case, if we consider it that way, California is the second hotspot in the U.S. at this point. Looks like Michigan might overtake us, though, in the number of deaths. Because it's getting really bad there. But we're not to fear this virus. We're not to be stupid. We're not to be foolish with our bodies. But we're not to be afraid. We are to take proper precautions according to what it is. If you can get a mask, wear a mask. If you can get more than one mask, then use a mask and throw it away and use another one. The best option, of course, is to use a mask and throw it away at the end of the day and use another one because it's contaminated. If you then put it on the next day, you risk touching the mask and getting infected, or the mask touching something and then you touching that. So there are those problems. One of my degrees is in biology, where I focused on cellular, molecular, and developmental biology, which meant that I had to deal with immunology and diseases as well. But I don't have a master's in it. It was just undergraduate work, right? So I do understand these things a bit and how it works. And most people understand anyway, even from their high school biology. You learn about viruses and what they do and how they can infect and all these kinds of things. We know that. We know it. We know it. Not if you were asleep during biology, but, if you were being responsible, you know it. Anyway, we got the internet. If you can filter through the garbage and the hype and the rumors and all this garbage and get to a reputable site, you can learn very easily and quickly about it and what to do and what not to do and what will work and what won't work. Okay? So definitely wash your hands as often as you can. One guy complained because his hands were getting dry. I said, would you rather have dry hands or be dead? It's a simple question, So wash your hands as often as you can. Okay? Clean the surfaces, doorknobs, the handles on your toaster oven, the microwave keypad, and the handle for opening it, things like that, right? So it's not transmitted between these surfaces, especially the metals. The metals are the ones where it lives the longest. I keep more than 6 feet between me and other people because, that 6 feet is the average distance, that projectiles come from the mouth. And so, and all of us have been speaking to someone and felt, like a droplet of spit or something, from their mouth somewhere on our arm, our cheek, Everyone at some time in their life have felt this. So it's true. And there are droplets so small you don't feel, but are still big enough to carry the virus. So, and then you've got, of course, the vapor that just naturally comes out and hangs in the air. It's not projectile, not shooting across, and that hangs in the air. if you're more than 6 feet, and it depends on the lung capacity, right, and how they breathe as to how much of that vapor is there. So really, you need to keep more than 6 feet from people. I keep 10 to 12 feet from people. I don't come close to people during this. There's no reason to. There's reason to stay away, and when you're talking to them, don't face them, and also if you can ask them not to face you while you're talking, that's better too, because then it reduces the chance of projectiles and things of that sort and vapor coming your way, and the wind could blow it, So there are all kinds of factors and variables involved. Be safe. Be safe. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's unusual. It's bizarre, the way that you have to behave during this time, but do it. And just be safe. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. What's the worst that could happen to us? If we die, then we go to be with the Lord. That's the worst? Okay, so why are we afraid? What are we afraid of? Because you'll miss your loved ones? Yes, well, all right. And they'll miss you. So, yes, there is that. But that's small. No matter how big your love for them, that's small in comparison. So, be safe. Don't be stupid. Be super conservative. Be more conservative than everyone around you. Be very, very wise, very shrewd, and protect yourself against everyone. Okay? Everyone. Keep your distance. Clean yourself. Clean the surfaces around you. Wash your clothes more often, because as you're walking around, if you're walking outside, your clothes are picking up whatever's in the air. And so if you're walking through, some hanging vapor where someone was there just like 5 minutes before you, and you wouldn't know it because they're already gone before you even get there, and your shirt picks up the viruses on it. So you do need to wash your clothes more often. And I would just stick to wearing like 1 or 2 sets of clothes and just wash those, and that's it. Just exchange through maybe 3, and just change those every day. Change to a new set of clothes, wash the other set. Don't put it away with the other clothes, because if it has virus on it, you don't want it getting on other things. Okay. Now they say the virus can only live on surfaces a certain amount of time. Don't take that as the gospel. Okay. Because they don't really know. There's a lot we don't know about viruses, and a lot of things that we get surprised by, especially with the mutation rate. So the things that have been true might not be true in the future. So be safe. So those are some tips that you can use. What else can I say? Definitely use some sort of alcohol solution on your hands regularly, not just soap, right? There are some videos on there showing that soap kills viruses by trapping them and taking them down the drain. It's not true. Okay? It's not true. Use alcohol. Wash your hands with like rubbing alcohol or something, or swab them down, and wash with soap. Definitely wash with soap. It gets the oils and the fats and stuff off of your hands. And if virus is on that, it'll get it off for sure. But if it's on that and you don't wash your hands with soap, that oil and stuff may not come off so easily. So rubbing alcohol, soap, those are good variants. Just switch between them. And stay healthy. Eat natural food. Eat vegetables and fruits, right? Stay away from processed foods during this time completely. Don't eat donuts. Don't eat chips. Don't eat hamburgers from McDonald's. McDonald's is still serving through the drive-thru, for example. Don't do those things. Reduce your coffee. If you can cut it out completely, do so. That will improve your immune system. Eat raw garlic more often, like every day. 1 clove of garlic. And keep it raw, because once it's cooked, it reduces its viability for your immune system. Ginger. If you can get ginger root, cut that off, put it in your food. Okay, you can cook that, but you can make a tea out of it. Put it in your tea, right, when the water's hot, and that'll help you as well. Ginger and garlic will improve your immune system. Chili pepper seeds in particular have a high amount of capsaicin, which boosts your immune system. So if you can get the chili seeds, it can be bell peppers, but it's not as strong as actual chili pepper seeds, the hot peppers. Drink lots of water. If you can get fresh water, drink lots of water. get a lot of rest, and do exercise in your apartment. I can't stress this enough. Every day, do exercise. It gets the blood flowing so that everything circulates throughout your body and keeps your entire body healthy. Okay, if you don't have that blood circulating, then it can't get the nutrients to the body. So there are parts of your body where it won't get as much nutrients, it won't be able to fight against disease, and the disease can come through that part of the body. So definitely do exercise that pumps the heart, that gets the blood flowing. Okay, and it can be simple. Do it for about 20, 25 minutes. You'll be fine each day. It's not long. Taking 20, 25 minutes out of your day in order to survive, that's not bad. Okay, and it can be any kind of exercise that gets your heart working. You got to get to the point where you break a sweat. If you're breaking a sweat by 20 minutes, then you're doing well. Okay, but 20, 25 minutes, get that heart pumping. It'll circulate that blood thoroughly throughout the body. Keep your immune system improved with garlic and ginger. Also eat natural vegetables, especially vegetables. Fruits also, but especially vegetables. Cut out the junk food altogether for now. And coffee if you can. Tea is good. Even black tea is good. That actually helps with your immune system. But coffee doesn't. Coffee suppresses the immune system. It damages so much on your body. Takes away a whole steak worth of iron. It takes away calcium from your body. It also takes an equivalent amount of water out of your body. So coffee is a detriment in your diet. Right now, you need to cut it out if you can. At least reduce it. Increase the water. Get your sleep. Right? These are all the things you need to be doing. The alcohol and the soap for washing your hands. Alcohol for washing surfaces, doorknobs, handles, keypads, all kinds of things. Okay? Anything anyone else touches, and doorknobs especially, the coming and going in and out the doors. Wash them. Wash your clothes regularly, more regularly than you did before. Okay? But again, fear God. Fear God. This is the time to become terrifyingly clean. And notice we're having to clean more. We're going to have to clean more often to protect ourselves against the virus. Now consider the virus like sin. If the virus were sin and cleaning was what we do to become holy, holy means terrifyingly clean. It literally means terrifyingly clean. To become terrifyingly clean in order to repulse sin, to keep from being infected by sin, because sin will kill you. So we need to find ways spiritually to become terrifyingly clean, similar to what I've just proposed to you. I've just advised you on biology against the virus. How do we become terrifyingly clean biologically to prevent us from becoming infected by the virus? Now let's compare that to our spiritual life. How do we become terrifyingly clean spiritually to protect ourselves against the infection by sin? Stop participating in sin. That's the first thing. Stop watching Hollywood. Stop watching movies. Stop watching serials. You have no business watching those. Stop listening to the music of the world. That includes Christian music. It's also music of the world. They're false teachers who are merchandising you. They have false teachings in their messages. Stop listening to that. You need music. Make music in your heart, as Paul says. Make music in your heart by the Holy Spirit. Okay? If you need music, do that. Or seek out the people who are creating music. You can rely on the doctrine of the music, that it's reliable and true. We've got a few songs on the channel that I've put together. We've got about 50-something songs that are on the website, though the website's down right now. I'm trying to get it back up. We had a server problem. But I've recorded about 10 or 11 of those in video format, and that's on the channel here. So you can use those for worship. But stay away from these other things because you will be infected. You will be infected. You may think, well, it doesn't affect me. It does affect you. And in such subtle ways you don't know. Unplug. Unplug from all of that. Become terrifyingly clean. Become terrifyingly clean. Watch how the transformation takes place in you as you do that. Over only 3 days of being unplugged from all of that, you will notice pretty significant changes happening. And over a week, it will be pretty radical. By the end of a month, you'll be a whole different person. And when you see those in passing, you see some movie on TV in passing, maybe at someone's house or whatever, you'll be repulsed by it. It'll be like a foreign world, like another planet. That's good. That's good. Become terrifyingly clean. We don't have a lot of time in this life. The life goes very fast. And the older you get, the faster it goes. So by the time you get to the end, it will feel like it was just a blink. Make the most of this time. Make the most of this time. Remember to subscribe down below and like the video and share it on your Facebook and other social media. And then make a comment, whether a question or a comment. We read all of them, and we try to respond to all. Get on over to our website, The Rooted Word, and start reading the translation and also the articles we've posted. It's at therootedword.com, therootedword.com. And may the Lord bless you as you seek Him with all your heart.